called, please come up to the microphone and state your name and your address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please direct all comments to the board. Per established procedures, we will not respond to questions or interact with the speaker during public comment. Everyone who indicates they would like follow-up from the district will get follow-up from the appropriate administrator. So we still don't have a means to project, so I have to do it on my phone. Alright, first up is Vincent Monahar.
Vincent Monahar. You'll find me at 6860 Cascade Road. My speech reflects my views and not any affiliated organization. Ratings seem to be irrelevant here, but I recommend that all minors leave the room immediately. On 9/23/24 by email, Board President Fossen wrote, quote, FHPS libraries do not contain pornography. We have not included pornography in our collections in the past, do not have it now, and do not intend to include it in the future. This book is People Kill People by Ellen Hopkins. You will find it in all the high schools and Eastern Middle School, available to students as young as 12. You were 9 when it happened to you. Your mother plunged into revolving door relationships with a series of shitty men, none of whom wanted to serve as your male role model. He played the game for months before going all in for the win on a weekend campout. You trusted Dean. The prelude was seduction, an arm around your shoulder in front of a campfire while he told you stories. You're not afraid, are you? You shook your head, both of you knew that wasn't true. You were scared, but not for the proper reason. Yet. He rolled you into the danger zone quickly. Has anyone ever showed you how to feel good? Well, what do you mean? Has anyone ever touched you like this? He pulled you onto his lap, but one arm remained possessively in control, while a spare hand dropped to stroke the crotch of your jeans. You were surprised that your wiener responded positively. Still, you knew it was wrong. So wrong. And you tried to get away. Oh no, not yet. The hand holding you gripped tighter, while the other unzipped your pants and yanked them off in one swift, well-practiced motion. You struggled, but couldn't come near to matching his physical strength. He unbuttoned his own fly, freeing his sorry erection to worm its way between your butt cheeks. He slapped a hand over your mouth. This might hurt a little if it's really your first time. Let's see if it is. If there was one small saving grace, it was that he possessed a pencil dick. Still, when he drove it inside you, the pain was exquisite, and he was screamed into his filthy palm. But your pleas carried no weight. The wind blew cinder-heavy ashes into your face, and he grunted like a hungry pig, over and over until he was finished. And when he shriveled out of you, he let you go, and you crawled away, bare kneed and hands through the dirt. You would have run, except there was no place to go. Sex as commodity. There have been many times when you needed something expensive that you straight up traded sex for cash. Better than giving it away for free, like too many ridiculous girls looking for love. The guy who was supposed to take you home wasn't ready to call it a night. Take me home, please. Yeah, sure, after we have some fun. I don't give sex away, and you've got nothing I need. Well, I've got this. He unzipped his pants, freeing his erection, and then pushed you down on the seat, forcing himself between your legs. You were wearing a skirt, putting nothing between him and you but thin panties. You knew exactly where to find the aptly named boning knife, and in one swift motion, you brought the blade down onto his shoulder, at the same time as your foot caught his groin. Neither his arm nor his dick was going to work very well for a while. Good day.
Thank you. Mary Bonk.
Hello, Mary Bonk, 6100 Sagebrook, and I just need 2 minutes.
Get 3.
I don't even need it. They know how I speak. But you know what? When it was School Board Recognition Month, I could not miss out on the opportunity to tell you all how much I appreciate you and value the opportunity to have served with you. It has been a long time since I sat on that side of the room. And I will tell you, the first time was in May of 2024. I can actually remember what I was wearing because I think I was sweating, thinking how intimidated and overwhelmed I was. I had never been to a board meeting and wasn't really sure I was up to the task at hand. I will tell you that over those 20 years, learned a little bit, picked up some confidence, still don't profess to know it all because we're lifelong learners. But there's one thing I'm 100% confident in. This team of 8 has all the ability in the world to satisfy the district's vision and mission, to do what's best for our kids, and to role model our guiding principles while we take care of our students and our staff and our community. So I know I'm speaking on behalf of our community when I say thank you from the bottom of my heart, thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts, and happy serving. 2 minutes.
All right, good job.
Thank you. All right, Vicky Slot.
I'd gladly take her extra minute. Vicky Slot, 2480 Knapp, and I have a granddaughter in the district. So in my last letter to the board, I had 3 policy requests, 2 of which have been reversed with the court ruling vacating the Title IX 2024 rules. That does leave my policy request for parental notification of students experiencing gender discordance still relevant. That was my 3rd ask. This request was effectively denied in a letter from Dr. Foss and dated December 20 because it redirected me away from any board responsibility, which I question. I quote in this, it said, I again direct you to administration and that the specifics you are hoping to find are difficult to come by as there is not a one-size-fits-all solution. On this item of parental notification, I have to respectfully disagree. I think that I would like this board to reconsider a case-by-case management approach and instead adopt a district-wide policy that guarantees parental notification. It would be most important and appropriate to inform a family of their children's gender discordance or wish to transition, short of known abuse. Social transition in children, such as name, pronoun changes, clothing, bathroom use, is a powerful psychosocial intervention with a likely consequence of lifelong biomedical treatments as well as hormonal treatments and surgeries. Dr. Stephen Levine, a prominent expert in this area, has written that childhood transitions are an experimental procedure that has a high likelihood of changing the life path of a child, and that this comes with highly unpredictable effects on mental, physical health, suicidality, and life expectancy. I would expect the school to be very wary in playing a role in social transition of minors. Parents hold different philosophical views on what is the best way to help their children, and I believe that choosing to always involve parents in this life-altering step would guarantee parents' constitutional right to direct the upbringing, care, and education of their children, which is a right. The board has the authority to adopt policy and our director administration to implement district-wide rules to this effect. I'm also asking this board to consider a policy giving a right to review professional development materials. I've been asking to see the training materials on Title IX since November 29, 2024 without success. Moving from board policy to administrative implementation often requires training. Making these and other development materials available would advance transparency and accountability. I'm giving you a sample handout from the Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty. And I seriously hope that you reconsider these 2 policy requests. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right on 3 minutes.
Oh, it's rough. Let me tell you.
And
I do want to try to hand that out.
yeah, you can go ahead and give that to Val and she'll
Oh,
pass it
good.
to me.
I have more copies.
And Isaac Duffs.
Hello, my name is Isaac Duffy. I live at 860 Crampton Avenue, Ada, Michigan. I just wanted to say thank you guys for allowing diverse education material and protecting our students' identities. On that note, though, my 13-year-old daughter, I've never stood up here and advocated for anything like this. My 13-year-old daughter feels uncomfortable with the Smart Pass system. I looked into the Facebook Forest Hills group. There was a post on there, got almost 300 comments about people who had similar experiences. The tracking seems to be close to a gross abuse of judicial oversight, and my daughter feels that her autonomy has been pressed on. I work for the largest neurodivergent counseling center in Michigan, and a kid with anxiety or an autistic kid with bowel issues or anything like this is a horrible discomfort. It is going too far against their rights, and collecting data on students has certain rights of its own. FHPS and I think PPCA, we do have the right to know about this information that's being collected and handed off, even if it's being transcribed to reduce identifying information. We still have the right to our children's data. In this day and age, this is more important than ever when it comes to our concerns about identity. But I just really want to emphasize that a 13-year-old asked for her father to come speak on behalf of her authenticity, her individuality. She feels that the school, and in every other way, she is amazed with the school. We are so happy with what she receives. But this part, I've heard about this. I would question what students or teachers of American government would say about this. I wanted to reach out to the teachers, but I didn't want to make a fuss. I just wanted to come here informally on the forum, request this information. I want to know what's being shared, what's being given to these companies, what contracts do they hold with other third parties, where is this data going, how is it being stored, all this information. I would just like this to be publicly available. Legally, we're allowed to be involved in this conversation. We have the rights. You guys don't have to inform us by any means. I understand that. But we do have the right to have the conversation about it. So I am requesting that we do have that conversation with that information made available. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. At this time, public comments are closed. The board thanks you for your input, and the appropriate district representative will follow up with all of those who requested it. Is there any other business before the board this evening?